Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding, y'all. Let me know how we sounding. Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounding. Sounds good. What's going on, Doug? Shout out to you, Doug. You always be up in here. One of the first ones up in here. We're going to break some stuff down in a little bit. But from yesterday, no shocker surprise, majority of the charts pretty much just ranged in place. Only exception was gold. Gold did a nice move. It's retracing right now. But gold actually did a nice move yesterday. But besides gold, everything kind of just retraced. Now, last night, I was watching the charts. Didn't take any setups. But remember what we was talking about in not only the Sunday chart analysis, but yesterday's live, how with GJ, remember he rejected this level? And then look, volume came in, blew through that level. All right, so now we're about to look for a GJ bot. It's like what I was talking about. So we're about to see right now with the whole 194.50 as support. If we go 194.50 as support, we look for buys going to 194.90. All right, so we're either going to look for buys here, or if it rejects this level, we're going to see we can hold this as support here at 193.90. Because again, it didn't retest this level, it just blew through it. So, but we're looking for buys either way, as long as, of course, we don't break below this level, hold it as resistance. So we got a couple setups we're looking at. Gold ended up rejecting. NAS doing a nice push up, so game plan is still going to be the same with NAS. So yeah, we got a couple charts we're looking at right here. Make sure to go ahead and like the lives. Y'all hop up in here and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. We just hit 3,600 subscribers. Shout out to all y'all. Let's get to 3,700. Yeah, so right now, again, want to wait to see not just if price can break this level, but we want to see if we can hold this level as support. All right, so we're either looking for buys here, we're going to look for buys right here. Let's see what this next 5 minute looks like. What's going on, Demetrius? See up in here? All right, cool. I already know you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When you look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today at the beginning of New York session, so make sure to be on the lookout for that. Yeah, we got a couple setups we're looking at. Yeah, as far as today's concerned, we do got some news, but that's later on tonight during Tokyo session tonight. We got Australian news at 9:30, and then 10 we got New Zealand news, and then 11 we got New Zealand news. So it's rejecting that level right now. Yeah, last time we was up here was a couple weeks ago. Those that joined the stream, we have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. We have not entered this trade yet. Make sure to hit that second link in the description. Join the free student, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and click that and check it out for yourselves. Again, we are looking for GJ buys, but we're waiting to see if we can either break above and hold 194.50 as support, or we're going to look to see if it's going to retrace and retest 193.90 to see if we can hold that support. That's what we're looking at right now. We're also going to be looking at possible NAS buys. And then we got alerts on GU for possible GU buys as well. But again, this is while we wait for that retest. But yeah, we got a couple setups we're looking at right now. And this is why we don't break out trade. Because imagine we would have jumped into the trade without waiting for a retest confirmation. You got an unnecessary drawdown and a potential for stop loss we can hit right now. It requires a little bit of patience, but it's worth it. Right? Got a new 5-minute about to pop up in a little bit. Well, it just popped up right now. New 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Again, there's a little bit of patience. Again, we know exactly what we're looking for. We're just waiting for price to show us that it's ready to do it. And again, did a pretty big move right here last night. I was on the charts, but I took a quick nap before we went live. So you see this took place around 11 going into midnight. And again, just blew through this level right here. So again, we're waiting for price to either break above and hold this level as support, or we're about to see if we can retest and hold that level as support, then go for buys there. Just dropped the Bitcoin Ethereum Solana update for y'all the other day. Make sure to check that out. Got a few videos lined up for you this week as well. Got a new video dropping for y'all today during New York session. Make sure to be on the lookout for that. Those just joined the stream. We have not entered this trade yet. This is just a trade idea. Make sure to go ahead and hit that second link in the description. Join the free signal for your Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and pull it up to check that out for yourselves. Matter of fact, we're about to pull it up right now. But really quick, as far as NAS100 buys as well, kind of similar thing with GJ. Price broke this low, then it retest, and plus I was on the charts. This was like right before I went on the charts. So this game plan is still the same, right? If we can maintain and hold 2160, 21160 as support, we're still bullish, right? Because like I was talking about in the Sunday chart analysis, again, we had that bearish momentum. But if you got the price action technical analysis playbook, what is the rules of the uptrend? Was the rule of downtrend, right? Price turns resistance level into support, so showing bullish momentum. So we can break this resistance level here and hold it back at support. We can look for buys like it was last week. So if we hold 21,260 as support, we can look for buys going up to 21,340. So that's what we're looking at right there. Yeah, GJ is teasing right now. It's been stuck here for like the past 30 minutes. As far as free signal for Telegram, we went absolutely crazy. Again, it was a little bit choppy last week, but we still went 3-1 last week. It's not bad at all. Catching total of 3,855 pips. The week before that, we went 5-0. It was 100% win rate. The week before that, we went 4-1. So this is how we're doing so far this month. And you scroll to the beginning of the month, you go to May 2nd, you can see how we wrapped up and ended April. As you can see right here, we went 16-1 last month. Doing some 94% win rate, catching a total of 68,765 pips. At the beginning of every week, we drop the Sunday chart analysis. Make sure to watch this week's Sunday chart analysis. But if y'all are just finding me or just joining, make sure to also watch last week's Sunday chart analysis so you can see how price was looking at the beginning of the week, my projections, see how price played out, what was correct, what was not. And then also check out, of course, this week's Sunday chart analysis. Like I always talk about, it goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but it goes over what we see price doing throughout the entire 2 photos. There's over 1,600 photos, over 3 years worth of receipts. Man, my internet bugging out. Hold on one second. All right, there we go. Really quick, let me see. Let's see something. I do have my alert, so I won't miss anything, especially when price is about to make a move. I still like to just see what the candlesticks are looking like. So you go right here, spread out the photos. There's over 3 years worth of receipts, 1,600 photos. You can see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, the results, testimonials, all that good stuff. All right, we got students having $500. Let me grab my phone to make sure they're sounding good really quick after this. My internet's acting up right now. But yeah, so make sure to click that second link and check all this stuff out, y'all. Again, if you guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. When looking at your charts, drop them in the chat. But right now, we're just simply waiting for volume right now. We're just simply waiting for volume. Again, at this point, GJ has been chilling underneath this level for like the past 30, 40 minutes. So once volume picks up, it's either going to continue this higher high push and break through this level, or we're going to see that retracement right here. So again, we're looking for buys nonetheless, as long as we can maintain above these levels here. Again, this was how price was looking Sunday, broke this level, broke through this level. So now I'm about to see what the bullish momentum can continue. And this is why in the Sunday chart analysis, I was talking about how we're still technically bullish, because price has just been chilling right here, right? It filled that gap up. Again, we was going for buys here. Price failed to not only, well, it broke the higher highs previously, but it failed to hold these levels of support. But then it was just kind of consolidating, chilling there for a couple of weeks. But we're right back basically where we left off a few weeks ago, right? Because we was catching all these buys up. So we're right back where we left off a couple of weeks ago. There we go. I don't know what's going on with the music, but there we go. Sounded good. All right, perfect. And that's pushing nicely. Again, we're not going to chase the setup. We're going to occasionally wait for price to come to us. Again, look at how price is reacting to this level. This is exactly why we just wait for price to come to us and we enter and exit off of these levels. I've been getting comments every now and then. People like, oh, those be bar replays. But you see it happening in real time, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with bar replay. I could see if I was pretending and just giving scenarios, but like all the scenarios and trade breakdowns I'll be posting on this channel, Instagram and TikTok. By the way, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'll see it scrolling at the bottom of y'all's screen. Instagram playmaker_way, TikTok _playmaker_way_. But all the trade breakdowns and the chart breakdowns and analysis I'll be talking about are trades we actually went for and took, as well as projections I talked about either in the London session lives like we're doing right now, or in the Sunday chart analysis. Second link in the description, right? And there's nothing wrong with bar replay, because I'm gonna tell you this: bar replay was one of the biggest things, that was one of my biggest breakthroughs when I was learning how to trade and figuring all this stuff out, right? Because all the stuff I teach is things I learned and found out the hard way. And like I always talk about, Back in the day, I used to work 2 jobs. I was working during the day, and I was working during the evening, going into the night. So London session was like really the only time that I could be on the charts to actually take a setup. You get what I'm saying? Because I was working during New York session, and I was working during Tokyo session for the most part. So, you know, once I was at the stage where I learned and figured out how the charts work. So this was now at the point where I was practicing the strategy, right? I practiced on a demo account for 3 months straight before I went back onto a live account, or before I purchased another prop firm challenge funded account. But I was seeing that the strategy was working, but I wasn't seeing, the during, right? I was just seeing the before and after. I wasn't seeing what was taking place during the trade and stuff like that. So a lot of times, especially like after I don't really like saying full time anymore because it's kind of like cringe and cliche now, but that's why I am, right? So before I quit both my jobs and started doing this as my main source of income, trading, it was I had to adjust even more because again I knew my strategy worked, but I went from being at work taking trades, and then them playing out with my work or whatever the case may be, to now being on the charts during the whole process. So it kind of helped. Our replay helped me figure out again what I talk about in the price action technical analysis playbook. Like all the stuff I talk about the price action technical analysis playbook, I learned from looking at the charts, but also bar replay helps me with this as well. Now, so there goes that. So that's really the only reason I even pay for trading view on this for the bar replay. Now, obviously, having like more candlesticks helps as well. But like the main thing I'll be paying for is bar replay. So NAS is pushing nicely though. So we're about to see how it reacts right here, because again we see here rejected, yesterday rejected. So we're about to see if we can break and hold this low as support. We can hold this low as support. We can definitely look for buys again, and then possibly see the bullish momentum come back into play. That's what we're looking at right here, because when we go into a naked chart, I think this one's all right, we had this huge push to the upside. We had some consolidation. We had this push down. Now, this was a lower low that got made, but immediately after, you see the wick price reverse back up, right? So that's why we're looking for buys right now, because if the price can hold and maintain these levels we're looking at, the uptrend can come back into play. You guys got any questions, drop them in the chat. We're getting any charts, drop them in the chat. Whoops, my thing tripping out. We got a new 15 about to pop up in a little bit. Let's see how NAS reacts here. So we're about to see if same thing like with GJ. We're about to see if we can hold this low as support, or he's going to reject. We could possibly look for buys here. This will be a little bit of a riskier buy setup, because this is the last line of defense. Like if price fails to hold this low as support, it's going to push back down like what it did previously, which is why I'm really looking for a buy setup here, because if we can not only break these low but hold it at support, we have a higher likelihood of the bullish momentum coming back into play. Gold and GU are rejected. GJ's still chilling right here. Let me see what GN's up to. I have not gotten an alert. I don't have an up for this reason as well. I'm kind of curious to see what it's up to. Let's push it back up. I also need to move this alert, so it is a good thing that I switch back to that. Again, this is where we was looking for buys at last week. But again, we had a bunch of low volume. Price was breaking levels. They're really failing to hold, especially after the retest. But as you can see here, saw they respect these levels pushing back up. So we can look for possible buys here. Now, again, we do got, this ain't going to affect the market anytime soon. I just let y'all know so y'all can, be prepared later on tonight. But we do got some New Zealanders later on tonight, so it's gonna be interesting to see what that does and how it affects GP New Zealand. I would like to see in a perfect world it break through that level so we can get back to business and continue to look for buys. But at the same time, I don't really care when the uptrend or downtrend that goes with any chart. My main concern when I'm looking at charts and pairs is what trend we're in. That way I know what I need to do. But I don't really care at the end of the day. And that's how y'all should be as well. Right. So like as soon as you know the rules or confirmations change, no longer look for buys, right? Look for sells or vice versa. We'll change that stop loss later. Yeah, but GJ's just teasing us right now. New 15 just popped up. All right, let's see what we can hold. Looks like NAS. Okay, so it looks like all the charts are trying to do something at the same time. So again, same exact thing we're looking for on GJ. It's the same thing we're looking for on NAS. All right, we're looking to see if we can hold it the rest support here. I gotta fix that stop loss. I don't like how that stop loss looks at all. Like this at all. We might get some action because GN's we're looking at something nice with GN as well. We got 3 potential value give us something. Again, if NAS100 can hold 21.60 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 21.40, and then from GJ can hold 194.50 as support, we're going to be looking for buys going to 194.90. Make sure to like the live and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Shout out to those that already liked the live. Shout out to those that like you guys again. Appreciate y'all. But again, it does more than y'all think. And it also lets me know that I enjoy this, because again, I know sometimes they can be boring, but that's why I do the live streams, because live videos or other videos, like the glorified trading, like it's awesome shit like that. I definitely enjoy trading, but like it's not action all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that's just something you have to understand. Right, like I had a comment the other day, someone was like, "You guys been boring lately." I'm like, what do you mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's investment. It's not gonna be fun all the time. And trying to get that what they call that dopamine hit from trading is what causes a lot of over trading and shit like that. That's why like I can kind of understand like when people talk about like how when people compare trading to like a video game, but also having that mindset is can fuck people up, because when I play video games, I win a game, I want to play another one. I want to go for a win streak, right? But with trading, you take a win for the day, you don't walk away. There's a chance that the next trade you take that same day, you can throw away those profits, and that's when, with a video game, what happens, right? You lose a game, okay, I'm gonna run it back, right? With trading, you do that. That's how you end up taking 10 trades in one day, and the next thing you know, you only got 10% of your account left. You're like, what the hell just happened? You know what I'm saying? So Let's see what happens right here. I'm not gonna look at you. I'm mainly gonna be prioritizing. I'm gonna just close out of these because I don't really care about these right here. I'm mainly gonna be prioritizing as of right now, NAS and GJ. Don't care what the other ones are doing right now. New 5 minute just popped up. Yes, strong. Yeah, I got a little work to do as well. Yeah, pay attention to how prices kind of. If we go on a smaller time frame, you'll be able to see a lot better, like what's going on right here. See how price reject that level. We're looking to see if we can hold this level of support right here. So we're kind of seeing that, but I like to really see it on a bigger time frame. Because again, the smaller time frame is cool, but if we see that on the bigger time frame, that's even bigger confirmation. This is also a big push right here. So we're going to see a retest retracement. We're going to see this volume continue. You know, we still got to break this big level of traffic to the left. But we're definitely bullish right now. But again, NAS and GJ, funny enough, they're both kind of doing the same shit. It's not funny. Right, but NAS is like in this position. What about gold? What about gold? Would you want my? You just want my thoughts on it? You're in a position right now. What about gold? Got a new 5-minute about to pop up a little bit. Your thoughts on it? Yeah, I got you. Okay, we're gonna take a look at gold. We're gonna take a look at gold. Pull it up. The main reason why, because y'all know I usually have it up. The main reason why I only got GJ and NAS100 right now because these are only setups I like right now. Gold is where I call like reversal territory, which is why I'm not really looking at it because again I only like to go for high probability, high quality subs. With gold, we are still technically bullish, but we're kind of in reversal territory. Why I say that is because we see yesterday, right? We see yesterday how price held this low as support. All right, we see how yesterday price held this low as support. This week, you see how price is wicking, turning as low as resistance, turning into support. We see clear higher highs getting made, right? So if price would have held this low of support, kept on pushing, we'd be still looking for buys. Right now, we are still technically looking for buys because we still have one more line of defense before that's how long we're looking for sells. But right now, we're kind of chilling at this low right here. Like we just had a big fat rejection a couple hours ago. I just had a big fat rejection a couple hours ago. So now price is chilling right here. Now, I'm personally looking for buys if price can break back above and hold 33.26, 33.28 as support. Or I'm looking for sells if price breaks back below 32.86 and holds that as resistance. Now, right here, because we are bullish, we could technically, if it holds as low as support here at 33.06, look for buys. But it's a lot riskier, in my opinion, because unless there's volume, is one, not going to really hit this level, but two, another reason I'm looking for buys is because, like you see right here, right, we need to hold as low as support for that next push to happen. So that's currently what's going on with gold. So we got a little bit of retracement going on, but we are still technically bullish as long as we don't break below 32, like 86, 32, 84, and hold that as resistance. GJ back up. You guys want to look at any other charts, drop in the chat. And now we can really see. So again, make sure to watch the Sunday chart now because we talked about this as well as in yesterday's live stream. So y'all can really also see how price is looking on Sunday. Because again, we'll somehow how it was bullish for GJ still as long as we didn't break below these levels. And now you can really kind of see that playing out just like last week with the Sunday chart. Now with a few of the charts. You can kind of see that playing out. So now we're right back where we left off when we had this gap and was looking for buys, right? And this is also the level where price failed to hold that support. And it also failed to hold that support right here. And it's also been like just chilling here that like for the past like 15 minutes. But we are back above here. We got a few minutes till the next 15 pops up. So let's see if we can hold this level right here. Again, Naz and GG are kind of just doing the same shit. No problem. You know, I already got you. You already know. Got a new video dropping for y'all later on today. So make sure to have y'all's notice on to be ready for that. Also, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scrolling on your screens. Instagram playmaker_away, TikTok _ oh no, I missed it. Instagram playmaker_away, TikTok _playmakeraway_. I got some videos lined up for y'all. And also make sure to hit the second link in the description for a free signal for Telegram. I've seen this we did last month and last quarter. Go ahead and hit that first link and check it for yourselves. Usually look at this right here. So we're gonna see what this next 15 looks like. I'm gonna see a retest holding this logo not against buys. Again, we got no news going into New York session. Going off a holiday, so we're still just waiting for volume. Confirmations to go. All right, new 15 just popped up. All right, I got you. I got you on that. I'm about to pull up another chart because we're about to see that retest potentially. Yeah, I like how both NAS and GJ look. So hold that thought. I got you on that. But it looks like NAS and GJ might be doing what we're looking for. Let's see. I like how both of these are looking right now. Yes, I like how GJ and NAS are looking. Give me 1 second. One second, bro. That's what work. Yes, I like those. Yeah, so I can't talk and type at the same time. I can, but it'll take a little bit longer to do what I need to do. But yeah, we can look at AUD cap. I got you. Let me just pull the chart up. You said AUD cap, right? Yeah. Sheesh. So that you know what? Shout out shout out to you, Draheen, because you just helped me out. And let me explain why. So again, we've been doing this for a while, but I have not traded AUD CAD since like 2023, right? So you just helped me find 3 alerts that I can now use. So you know what? Shout out to you because you just helped me. Not But as far as AD CAD, we got bearish momentum. Yes, we're going to break this down. We got some bearish momentum going on. And let me explain why that is. NAS is pushing. So if y'all entered NAS, y'all should be in profit. NAS is pushing nicely. GJ's got a little bit of work to do, but NAS and GJ are pushing nicely. So I'm green on both, but GJ's got a little bit of catching up to do as far as NAS is concerned. But looking at AD CAD, right? So we have higher highs getting coming up. Now we have a reversal, and now we see lower lows. Now, things to note: we got some work to do, right? So I'd be looking for sales because we're in a downtrend. We want to go with the flow of price, but price needs to break through this level of traffic. So you see right here how it was big mess of volume to break through this level right here. Price is going to have to take a little bit of work or volume to break through this, which is why you see right here price won, right? This was a very strong resistance low where price kept on rejecting that. Right, so we're just gonna mark this up so you see what I'm talking about. And then now we see price broke above that level. Was trading that support to continue to make higher highs. Now we're right here. So we turn this level back to resistance. We're looking for sales and the downtrend to continue, right? So that's what's going on there. Now, as far as specific price points, I'd have to like mark off some key price levels really quick. So let me give you some actual price points to look for buys or sells at. Give me a second. NAS is fucking moving, y'all. Patient space. Thank you for engaging. Always. This is why we do these live streams. So GJ, we hit TP1. NAS is going crazy right now. Now, granted, it did a retest on this candlestick, but has not done a retest as far as like on this time frame. So keep that in mind. But nobody should close either one of these trades, especially NAS100, right? So especially NAS, I should have your SL on profit. Again, we're going to look and see if we can push up to 21,350, 21,350. GJ, we're going to look and see if we can push up to the 94.90. Now, as far as we want the TPs, entries, SLs, all that other stuff, hit that link in the description. Join the business student. But let me do these key price levels for you, Jaheim, so I can tell you some price points to really pay attention to. Because that was just a breakdown of what's going on. So let me actually do some levels to pay attention to. I got you. Be sure to like the live too, y'all. Again, it took a little bit of patience, but now we see some action. Now we're making some money. We just got a little bit of work to do, though. GU's doing something. Oh, it's just retracing still, which is fine. GU, we're still looking for buys, but I'll talk about that in a second. Let me get these levels quick. All right, here we are. All right, so 80 CAD. All right, so as long as we can maintain and hold 89.20 as resistance, you're still going to be looking for sells. It just broke this level here again. You see how I reject this level, then with volume it broke through. So we can maintain and hold. Come on, arrows. And we can maintain and hold 80, 85, 88, 90 as resistance, which it failed to do so previously. Now you see it's breaking down, continuing to push down. You can see sales go as low as 88.60 today. Right? Now if it breaks past 88.60, you can see it holds 88.60, 88.55 as resistance. You can see sales going down to 8,800. All right, but I'd only be looking for sales personally. But again, like I talked about on the bigger scale of things, we got this level of trap that's going to break through, right? So look here, like I always tell the members and students, you look to the left, it's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. So when we look to the left, you can see here, price rejected a level. It is the same level that we have this huge level of traffic on, right? So price, like that's why I said we're going to some volume break through here, but I still look for sales nonetheless, right? Unless we break above 89, what is that? 89.20 and hold that as support. I still look for sales in this personally. But the important part about taking trades is not just knowing if you're looking for buys or sells, but also understanding the conditions the trade is in or the conditions the chart is in. And also understanding like all the possibilities that can come up when you do take that setup, right? Because again, if you're prepared for everything, again, I don't really like using the word hope when it comes to trading, but like the saying goes, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? So again, if you're prepared to understand everything that could possibly happen, you acknowledge the risk you're taking, acknowledge everything that happened, and you accept it, which is most important. No matter what price does, again, you're not shocked, surprised, because you're prepared, already knew that could possibly happen or come up. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, so here comes the slight retracement. So as far as short term, that was a nice move. But as far as long term, going into not just the rest of London session, but New York session, we got a little bit of work to do with DJ and what you call it, DJ and NAS100. But with GU, we're still looking for buys. Like we talked about the Sunday chart analysis, second link in the description. Retracement is due because it just fucking flew past these highs. And it's kind of just like with this, right? So this is actually a perfect example for ED CAD. That's why I talk about like you can read one chart, you can read any chart. So what's happening with AUD right now? It's kind of similar to what happened with MG. Right, we go back in time. Then we were bullish. Consolidation. Price broke below. Didn't hold that level as resistance. Pushed back up. Consolidation again. Right, this is what AUD is looking like. But failed to hold that level as resistance. But then it dropped, right? And then the bullish came back into place. So that's why I said be careful. And that's why I broke down all that. That's why I didn't just say, look for sells, buys, but I made sure you understood all the possible shit that can happen, right? Now, I'm still only looking for buys. I'm not looking for sells, but I can possibly anticipate or see a big retracement incoming. So for all the scalpers out there might be some sales for y'all, but I don't like to go for retracements personally. But if it doesn't hold this level here at 35.30 as support, we could possibly see price even retrace as low as 34.45. Now, will that do that today? I don't know about all that, but I do see a possible retracement coming in. But I'm not going to chase any of that. I'm still going to just look for buys because we're still in the uptrend. But I can see that possibly happening. Let's charge back up. So GJ is still kind of chilling right here. We hit TP1, but again, it's got some work to do because we have to break these highs to the left to make that new higher high. It was chilling at this low for a couple weeks. It's got a little bit of work to do. Nice wick, nice push up. So we just got to break this high to the left to make a new higher high happen. Just got some work to do, but still looking for buys. So we're going to let this play out right here. Not trading GU, so I'm not even going to look at GU. GN just broke this level. So yeah, it looks like volume starting to kick in now. Again, this is the same setup we went for last week. If GN could hold 26.75 support, we can look for buys going to 27.25. So again, there's like three charts right now that we can see possible setups at. Am I going to jump into all three of these? No. If I wanted to, I could, but I'm not. So that's when it just comes to, again, looking at which one has like the cleanest structure on the cycle wise, or just which one you like looking at the best, and you just go from there. So I mean, there's opportunities everywhere. So again, like we talked about with NAS, is retracing because, like I said, I still got to do a retest on the bigger time frame. I did a retest. I turned this level to support on the smaller time frame. Probably on the smaller time frame, you can see that. And again, do I have a crystal ball? No, it's just, again, the more you're on the charts, the more you realize price does the same shit all the time, right? So, smaller time frames, it did a retest, was what I went for the setup. As far as the bigger time frame, that's why I said we still got a little bit of work to do as far as the bigger time frame goes, as far as, going from London session going into New York session. But, yeah, so again, and then with GJ, if you can't hold this level here, it's going to retrace back down to 193.95 to see if you can hold that level as support. Because like we talked about at the beginning of the live, this was a strong resistance level. It never turned into support, just broke through it. So if it doesn't hold this level, it's going to retest and try to hold that level. So we're going to let these play out right here. Oh, John Gold is going to take a short-term buy. What, did he do something? Yeah, no problem. Oh, see, hey, no problem. This is why I do, because again, everything I tell y'all to do, I do. Right? Everything I tell y'all not to do, I used to do. I found out what happens when you do it. So again, it's all about going for high probability, high quality setups. I used to, jump at anything and everything as well. It took me a while to be like I am, like, patiently wait, for DJ NAS to enter those, and all that stuff. Like, I'm never gonna act like I just woke up, hopped out of bed, and was disciplined on the charts and consistent profitable. That's just not how it is, right? This took a couple years, but yeah, it's just, again, you just gotta learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Like I talked about in the video, I did the Sunday chart analysis. No, not the Sunday chart. No, I was like, that's not the right video. The recap of last week, right? Every win, review it. Know why it was a win. Know why you went for that. Why that setup was valid. See what you could have improved on. See what price did after the trade, before the trade. Same thing with losses. You analyze all your losses. Don't just get upset and close your computer. Understand why it was a loss. Understand why it didn't go your way. See what price was doing before. See what price did after. And really studying and reviewing my trades is what helped me get to this point. Because again, like, you realize that price does the same shit over and over again. The hard part is just taking the time to learn what price is doing. You get what I'm saying? And then the next hard part is the patience aspect. So again, we see NAS, it retraced, but it is still holding as low as support. You can see with the wick. And this is what I was talking about. We need to see that retest on the bigger time frame. So again, you see this candle turning red. And everybody see we hold as low as support. Kind of same thing with GJ. Again, the more you're on the charts, the more you just understand the market's behavior. Right? That's why I wrote the price action technical analysis playbook. And again, that price action technical analysis playbook ain't no damn AI. I literally typed every one of those. I literally did all that shit. I had to find good examples, good picture examples, good scenarios. Rule. That shit took me a little while. I ain't gonna lie. It took me a little while to do that, but it's definitely worth it because it also helps me out as well. You know, and I can just pull that out and use that as well. Let's see what GN's up to. But yeah, you always want to go for high probability, high quality setups. Like I see online a lot where, you know, people be like, oh, you know, this trade, I'm not so confident in, so I'm going to risk 2%. But this trade, I'm real confident in, so I'm going to risk 3%. It's like, no, every trade you take, you should be confident in. If you're not confident in the trade, you either got a little bit more studying and practicing to do, or you shouldn't even take the trade. You know what I'm saying? Like every trade you take should be a quote unquote A+ setup. And by doing that, again, that might take you a little bit longer to find setups that meet those criteria to take, but at least then those setups you take are going to be, again, giving you the highest probability of you making some money. And then when you do review those trades, you can know, like, okay, like I didn't just take some bullshit trade because I saw price shoot up real quick or shoot down real quick. I took this trade because it met all my confirmations, and this is how it played out, right? So then you can really figure out why it went your way, why it didn't go your way. But if you're just taking anything and everything, or going off of like 5 different people's strategies, you're not gonna really have any foundation to really do the trial and error. You get what I'm saying? And really figure out what's working, what's not working. But yeah, it looks like all these charts we're looking at is retesting right now. We got GN broke this level. Again, you see here, broke, rejected, broke, rejected, which again is why we don't really do breakout trades. We want to wait for that retest, right? Because we would have took 2 unnecessary losses here, but in this time, we see price broken. It's not about to it's retesting right now. This might be the time where price finally does that move we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they did a quick move. Now they're kind of chilling now. But again, it's doing a retest right now. We're about to see if we can hold this level of support. You see NAS again. You see how NAS is reacting to these levels. Again, you see the wick. You see the wick. This is why we enter exit out these key price levels. Now you see how price reacts to these levels here. About to see again. We just had a GBP. We're just coming off a GBP and a USD holiday yesterday, and it's still Tuesday. We got no news going into New York session, so we're simply just waiting for volume and our confirmation to be met. And like we've been talking about, we have a lot of charts that are kind of in the middle or trying to break out of the reversal territory, which is also why it's been a lot of choppiness this month. Right, you hear people all over the internet talking about, price action has been bad. It's been bad for a few reasons, but the main reason is because, again, a lot of these charts are kind of struggling to continue trends, right? Like, let's look at GBP New Zealand. I just think, oh gosh, it's fucking disgusting, and not in a good way. But we got to talk about it. Let's get rid of all this. All right, just look at all these wick, and it's just disgusting. That's besides the point. All right, we had a nice bullish momentum. We had a reversal. And then we had a lot of wickedness and choppiness. And we finally broke that level. And then we failed to follow the rules of the uptrend, the price action, technical analysis playbook, and hold that level of support. Then we had a reversal. Then we had, again, look at these dates. This is like the 10th. So we had like literally 3 weeks straight going into a month of price just stuck in place here, struggling to make a lower low, struggling to make a higher high. Right, we're just now breaking out of it. Even when we broke out of it, again, we had a whole, again, the 15th now, a whole 2 weeks. The price still stuck, like, we're still just stuck right here, right? We're still just right where we left off March. So, again, it's just a lot of choppiness, the price struggling to continue the uptrend, downtrend. Because, again, a perfect uptrend looks like this, right? This is what a perfect uptrend looks like. This is not perfect market conditions, right? This is what a perfect downtrend looks like. See what I'm saying? So it's a whole lot of choppiness. We look at GJ, same thing. Oh, these charts are fucked. All right, so I already have this written out. This must have been from a one-on-one session last week. All right, but this is basically what we was talking about right here. Okay, so same thing. Like, look at this. Just fucking disgusting. All right, so I'm not even going to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that. But even right here, we had a reversal. And then look, price struggling to continue the downtrend. And then a whole month of price is stuck in the zone, struggling to break resistance low, struggling to break a support level. When we broke out of it, so we had like 3 days of some volume. And then we were stuck here again for a whole week. Right? Then we finally had another move, which we caught. Then we had a retracement. And then we had this move happen. And then we had a retracement. And then last week, again, week and a half, price just stuck, taking a nap. Right? So if this is what it's looking like on the bigger time frame, that explains why it's been all choppy and rangy on the smaller time frames. When there's a lack of volume, you can't really do too much. But again, it's also showing that price has just been really struggling to continue bearish momentum as well as continue bullish momentum. So that's just how it is sometimes. That's why you got to, again, be patient with the setups you're looking at, but also, take advantage of those winning trades. Don't let winners turn to losers and all that good stuff, right? Like, I can literally do this with every single chart. All the charts are kind of experiencing the same bullshit, but that's just the charts, right? Reversals are part of the game, high volume is part of the game, low volume is part of the game, uptrends are part of the game, downtrends are part of the game. It just is what it is, right? Again, I already got this marked out. Yeah, this has to be from the one-on-one session the other day. By the way, I do got some one-on-one sessions of spots available still. Links in the description for all that. But again, same thing here when we look at gold. Then we have bullish momentum. Price again for a week failed to hold this level of support, make a new higher high, reversal. And then again, price failed to continue to have a consistent downtrend, consistent lower lows. Right, and then price shot back up. Then it failed to break this resistance level, and make a new all-time high and a new higher high. Then we reversed. And then we came back. Right, so we've just been playing ring around the rosy. And in between these ring around the rosy events, we've been having like a week, if not more, of price struggling to fucking make clean moves, right? So again, there's nothing we can really do about that. And that's what's been going on with these charts. New 5 minute just popped up, but these. You guys got any questions? Drop them in the chat. When you look at these charts, drop them in the chat. We got GJ did a nice retest pushing up. We got NAS doing a nice retest pushing up. And then we got GN still trying to retest. You up here already answered that. Do you also look out for imbalances? No. Back in the day I used to, but I just realized, this is what I talk about in the price action technical analysis playbook. It's like when you really like get into it and really study the charts, because what I learned from myself and also like, the Playmaker University and doing one-on-one sessions is a lot of us instinctively or taught from what we see on the internet, we're taught to try to figure out what price is doing right now, right? And that's important, but a lot of the focus I be seeing on the internet and with a lot of members and students is focus on what price is doing right now. But when you focus on not just what price is doing right now, but what price has been doing, that explains, what price is doing right now, which is what everybody wants to figure out, right? That's why I always talk about, like, when you don't chase price, but you follow the flow of price. I'm trying to find that photo. I think it is. I think it's this one, right? So this is a screenshot from the price action technical analysis playbook, right? So this is the first page, right? One thing you got to understand before getting started is that price isn't just randomly doing things, and there's no coincidences in the markets. If you see something once, you'll see it twice. If you see it twice, you'll see it thrice. If you see it thrice, you'll see it every day, every week, every month. So the charts are like 1,000-piece puzzle, each candlestick being one piece to the puzzle. Okay? So all these patterns and candlesticks is just one piece to the puzzle. So I say that to say, with imbalances, like 3 years ago, but I realized that that's just part of the cycle, right? Imbalances are not as important as I once thought they were. Now you can still use imbalances to do certain things, but that's a whole nother conversation, whole nother time. But even like with like Fibonacci and shit like that, I realized like all that stuff, that's just a tool, right? Just like indicators, those are tools. And finding these patterns or identifying these particular candlesticks, that's just a tool. But the tool isn't the only thing you need, right? It's just like, for example, right, like the tool is what you need to use for extra confirmation in this case, right? Like, so these candlestick patterns, these candlesticks, and all these indicators, they're meant to be used as an extra confirmation. But what has happened is that people are using it as the confirmation. You get what I'm saying? But it's supposed to be meant to be used as simply an extra confirmation and not even the main confirmation, which is why, again, a lot of people be confused and falling for fake outs and liquidity sweeps because they use that as the one and only rule to go and take setups and stuff like that. Well, that's not necessarily the case. So we got a new 15 popping up. Getting teased slightly, but need a little something. So we see a little retest here. About to see if we take these highs out here. Let's see what we got going on. I appreciate that. Yeah, so no, I don't really look for imbalances. So if you go to my playlist, you go to the channel on YouTube, go to the playlist, go to the trade breakdown playlist. I got 100 videos of back-to-back trade breakdowns, various buy setups, various sell setups. All those are trades I took, as well as took with the members and students in the Advanced Play Student Room. I break down the whole thought process and the whole process for why I took those setups. Right, I go over the whole top-down analysis, but I don't look for a particular candlestick. Right, I really just follow the flow of price. Now, there's steps in between that I go over in the video, but that's just a simplified version. But no, I don't look for a particular candlestick or anything like that. I simply just go with the flow of price. Just go with the flow of price. But yeah, if you want a little bit more in-depth breakdown, definitely check out the trade breakdown. I dropped a weekly trade breakdown. I got a new one dropping today, matter of fact. Yeah, we're waiting for volume. We see prices starting to move on these charts. So we just gotta, just let it do its thing. Just let it do its thing. Just an hour, 15 minutes into the long session. Seeing them break past these books right. Got me 5 minutes, about to pop up in a little bit. I'm just waiting for a line right now. So we see price chilling right here. So at this point, yeah, we already know what we got going on right now. So we can wait to see. Simply waiting for volume. Shout out to everybody in the live, y'all. Oh my goodness, my trading is bugging out. But yeah, from this point, we're just letting price do its thing. Too much going on right now. That was kind of boring. So I'm about to do something else. But shout out to everybody in the live. Gotta finish editing these videos up for y'all. Again, make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I got new videos posting and dropping today. I got a new video dropping today on YouTube as well. At the beginning of New York session, make sure you have your notice on and be ready for that. If you want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on literally anything: Telegram, Instagram, TikTok. I respond to all messages. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody that's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody that's been alive since y'all joined. Nick, y'all check y'all out the live. Okay, baby, no problem. Yeah, we'll be back at the same time. Make sure to hit that second link in the description before we end this. Join free signal, free Telegram. You see on your screen how we did last month, last quarter. Again, we've been absolutely killing it all year. Went 3140 last week, went 50 the week before that. 4-1 the week before that. And like you see on your screen, last month we went 16-1, got a 68,765 pips, 94% win rate. As far as how we ended quarter 1, you see right here, January went 17-3, February went 14-1, March went 13-1, ended the quarter 44-5, giving us a 90% win rate, catching a total of 155,207 pips. And as far as how we did last year, you go to the beginning of the year, where we at? And you go to January 6th, you can see how we ended last year. And the advanced place won 181 wins, 23 losses. There's an 89% win rate, all 12 months combined. Catching a total of 326,550 pips. And this just signals, this is even including charts that we gave projections on as well. This is averaging less than 2 losses a month. If you really do this over here, y'all. But yeah, so now we're just letting price do his thing, wait to see a volume pick. So again, if we can't hold these levels, again, it's funny how all these charts are doing the same shit, right? But if we can't hold these levels they're currently on, they're most likely going to retrace and retest the levels below. But as far as the bias for today, as long as we can maintain or respect either one of those levels we talked about, still looking for buys on all of these right here. They're all slowly doing their thing, going as projected, which we love to see. But yeah, we out, y'all. We out. We'll be back at it soon.